Hi guys, in today's video, we will be talking about India's one of the largest private banks. Yes, if you guessed it, ICICI Bank, that is absolutely correct. So, guys, my name is Amarpal Kanuja, and if you want to learn about the basics and fundamentals of stock markets, do consider liking the video and do subscribe to my channel. Let's start with today's agenda. So, today we'll be looking into the quarterly results of ICICI banks and let's analyze whether it's a good point to enter into the stock or whether we should be waiting for some consolidation. So let me share my screen and let us look into the screener. So firstly, we'll analyze how the stock has performed in terms of last year, same quarter, in terms of revenue and profitability. So we can clearly see last year, same quarter, the bank did 37,000 crores in revenue. And this year it has done almost 44,600 crores in revenue, which is almost a 20% increase in terms of the revenue. And in a similar way, if we calculate net profit, so last year it was somewhat about 11,000 crore rupees. And this year it is almost 12,500 crore rupee, which is almost 15% increase in the profit since last year, same quarter. So this was all about the revenue growth and the net profit growth. And in a similar way, if you compare the EPS last year, same quarter, the EPS was standing at 15.2 rupees and this year it is standing at 16.62 rupees. So we can clearly see that in terms of revenue, in terms of EPS, in terms of net profit, definitely the bank has been doing very well. Now let us look into some other parameters like NPA and in terms of how many branches the bank has added in the last one quarter, right? So if we look into the NPA of the bank stands at 0.43 and last year same quarter it was 0.42. So there is slight increase in the NPA of the bank, but that is almost very similar. So we cannot say that the bank has not done well in terms of the NPA because of the quantum of the numbers or the loan book the bank holds, right? So we can say that the NPA is quite intact over there. Now let us look into the net interest income. So if you do not know what is net interest income, I'll just give you a small brief about it. So net interest income is the difference between a bank borrows a loan, right? As like general audience, we deposit our money into the bank in terms of like saving accounts, current accounts, in terms of FDs, right? So we are lending money to the bank. And in return, how does the bank earns money out of it? The bank further lends that money to the businesses for car loans, bank loans, gold loans, which is given at a much higher interest rate in terms of the bank that offers to us. So the bank lends the same amount to further lenders in 9%, 10%, 11%, even at certain times 12 to 15% also, right? So the difference between both of these amount is known as your net interest income. So let us look into how the bank has been performing in terms of the net interest income. So we can clearly see that the net interest income has grown 7.3% year on year, right? So that is considerably very. Now let us analyze on the shareholding pattern. So we can clearly see that smart money has been flowing into the bank, right? So we can see foreign institutional investors, they've increased their stake over there from 44.77% to 45.48%, which is again a good sign for the bank. Now we have analyzed, okay, the bank is doing good in terms of financial conditions. The bank's revenue has grown, EPS has grown, profit after taxes or net profit has grown, and the bank is doing well in terms of NIA, right, NPAs. Now let us look into, has the bank actually expanded in terms of the branches also? Because if the bank is able to open more number of branches, the bank is able to expand into tier 2, tier 3 cities, and yes, definitely in tier 1 cities also. So it is, but obviously the bank's business will grow. So for this, let us look into the data. So we can clearly see in the last one quarter, that is quarter 1 of 2025, the bank has added 64 branches all over India. That is, now the bank has grown to 6,587 branches and 17,102 ATMs all over India, right? So again, it is a good sign that the bank is expanding in terms of the number of branches. Now, this was all about the results of the bank and how the bank has been doing in terms of expansion of its branches. Let us look into whether it is a good point to enter the stock or whether we should be holding and we should be waiting for an opportunity to get into the bank, right? So since the past 1 year, you can clearly see that the bank has been trading at an average of 17 or 18. As of now, the bank is trading at 19.2. So slight expensive over there. I won't say that the bank is overvalued, right? So it is considerably fine. Let us also analyze the bank in terms of the competitors also, right? Like let's say ICICI Bank, on a median, it is trading at 18.7 PE, right? If you do not know what is PE, so PE is price to earning, right? As in how much the bank is trading at or how much the company is trading at divided by the earning of the company. Right, so you can see that the ICICI Bank's PE stands at 18.75. If you compare it with one of the largest bank, that is HDFC, it is trading at 18.06. So in a very similar range. And again, if you compare it with other banks, that is Axis Bank, Kotak Bank, so Axis is trading at 13.6 and Kotak is trading at 19.34. So even ICICI Bank is trading at a very similar range that other banks are trading in the market. So this was all about the PE analysis with the competitors and with the bank itself. Now let us look into whether the bank has actually given any sort of run-up. If I compare the last 1 year data, so yes, the bank has given 22% run-up since last year. And if I compare this year data, so bank has almost given the run-up this year itself. So last year, 6 months, there wasn't any run-up. And this year, in the first 6 months of the year, the bank has given almost 22% of run-up. So is the bank expensive? Is the bank cheap as of now? So what I'll say is, if you want to make some SIP positions into the bank, you can consider making some SIPs. But if you want to make any lump sum opportunities over there, I'll say that avoid that. Maybe you can consider investing more of your money into lump sum positions into the bank Nifty. And you should avoid picking any lump sum positions into the bank as of now. So that was all about the video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, do hit the like button and do subscribe to my channel for such more valuable stock market content. Thank you, and I'll see you all in the next video.